Hundreds of thousands of patrolmen report for duty, armed with a badge and the latest in video technology. You are about to witness their never-before-seen footage, their stories caught on tape. Now on Disorderly Conduct, bullets fly outside and inside. A pedestrian goes one-on-one with a car. A driver goes one-on-one with a tree. And this guy should be inducted into the Motorist Hall of Fame.
About the drunkest man I've seen in a while.
From car chases to carjackers, it's time to drop what you're doing and get ready for Disorderly Conduct. Utah deputy John Crowley thinks he's stopping this driver only for having a suspicious license plate. But he has no idea that the man driving this SUV is a fugitive with a record of assaulting cops and prison escape. The conversation begins peacefully with no hint of the trouble that lays ahead.
That's what I said. So you got registration on that?
Okay. The driver suddenly floors it and heads for the hills. Deputy Crowley jumps back in his vehicle and alerts his fellow officers.
Mike 13, 1080.
Before long, the pursuit races into northeast Utah's snow country. More officers join the chase. And this view from another dash cam shows Deputy Crowley's police truck. For a moment, it looks like the suspect is going to crash head-on into an 18-wheeler. But he veers away at the last second. Then several miles up the road, both dash cams record a terrifying turn of events.
There he goes.
The SUV suddenly spins out on the icy pavement. As Deputy Crowley pulls up in his police truck, the suspect gets out and takes dead aim at him. This view from the other dash cam shows Deputy Crowley shooting back as he runs for his life. The suspect then gets into the police truck and puts it into drive. With bullets flying, he crosses the road, then slams into the mountainside. Here's how it looks from inside Deputy Crowley's truck. Officers move in and end the drama with a blaze of gunfire. A total of 60 rounds are fired by both sides. But incredibly, the suspect is the only one hit. As for Deputy Crowley, he credits three things for saving his life: his backup officers, his training, and the fact that the suspect was a bad shot. Police in Minneapolis, Minnesota pursue a suspect after reports of shots being fired from the car. We've seen a lot of chases start out like this, and some go for miles without serious injury. But today is a good example of exactly what is at stake every time someone runs from the police. The suspect races through a stop sign. He was lucky there. But the next stop sign is one that he will forever wish he obeyed. The suspect is going too fast to make the turn. With a terrific impact, he slams into a tree on the other side of the street. Cops come running with guns drawn. But no one in this car is in any shape to resist. The suspect is lucky to survive the impact with 2 broken legs. Police found a gun in the car, but in a chase like this, you don't need bullets to come to a bad end. All you need to do is keep running. It's after 4 a.m. on Sunday morning, prime time for drunk drivers. A police officer in Ferndale, Michigan, keeps an eye on the road as a man crosses the street in front of his dash cam. Watch closely. His life is about to change forever. A speeding car slams into the man with such force that it knocks him right out of his shoes. Those are his shoes propelled 200 feet down the road by the force of the impact. The officer goes after the car in this horrific hit and run, while another officer standing by goes to aid the victim.
Jim's right behind the striking vehicle. Jim, you got it?
Yeah, I got him to black Cadillac.
He pulls over the suspect and approaches with gun drawn.
Turn off your car. Get on the ground. Put your hands on your back. Put your hands on your back.
The suspect is cuffed and placed against the back of his car, but he has no idea why he's being stopped.
I ran someone over.
Why are they in the road?
You almost have to hear it again to believe it.
I ran someone over.
Why are they in the road?
They were crossing the road. You ran them over.
The suspect doesn't have much to say about that, but the cop still wants some answers.
How much you had to drink tonight?
A couple beers.
Yeah, well, you had more than a couple.
Really?
Yeah, you do, really.
And notice, the suspect doesn't ask once if the victim is okay. After taking this unbelievable hit out of nowhere, it turns out the man survived with a broken leg and head injuries and a very long stint in physical therapy. The suspect is charged with DUI and leaving the scene of an accident, but he's lucky he doesn't have to live with the burden of killing a man with his car.
Why are they in the road?
Which begs to question, why in the world was this driver on the road? Watch out, more disorderly conduct is headed straight your way. Bullets fly in a desperate standoff as a RoboCam gets it all on tape. And later, walking under the influence, there ought to be a law.
I know, I was full of...
More downright disorderly conduct coming up. One carjacking. 2 shootouts. 3 camera views. 4 days that no one in Kentucky law enforcement will ever forget. The drama begins near the quiet town of Glasgow, Kentucky. Police want to question the driver of this El Camino about a recent arson fire.
I don't know what he's doing. Maybe he put something under his seat or under his leg.
Officers are already on full alert since they know the man is a 5-time convicted felon with a history of resisting arrest. Before long, the driver lives up to his reputation and floors it. Units from throughout the area join the pursuit as it cuts through the bluegrass state. The suspect seems to take aim at other drivers who do what they can to get out of his way.
He just tried to hit 2 more cars head on.
Seconds later, he clips another car. And it looks like this chase is over. In fact, nothing could be further from the truth. Even as smoke billows from his burning engine, the suspect refuses to quit.
All 4 tires are out. He can't go much longer. He's still trying to run.
He pushes his luck as far as he can before finally realizing his ride is toast. As the El Camino rolls to a stop, officers are ready for anything. With gun in hand, the suspect dives out his window and runs for it. As bullets fly, he heads directly toward a woman who is sitting in her car and hiding from gunfire. Officers hold their fire as he forces the innocent motorist out of her car. The gunfire erupts again. The bullets miss their mark, and now carjacking can be added to the man's growing list of charges. With fresh wheels, the driver gets a strong head start on his pursuers. When an officer catches up, the suspect moves around traffic and speeds away. Less than a mile later, he shows he has yet another surprise up his sleeve.
He's wrecked again.
He hangs a sudden right and plows through a picket fence. Pursuing officers find he's led them to a huge mansion overlooking a horse farm. It turns out the suspect was recently fired from his job as a barn hand here, and he's spotted entering the home.
He went in the house. He went in the house.
The good news is no one's home. The bad news is the owner is a gun enthusiast and the house is full of weapons.
He works for. He's probably got access to guns in his house.
It's not safe to storm the palatial estate, and there's too much room to hide from tear gas. So this turns into a standoff. The call goes out for the only department employee who's built to take a bullet. Yes, it's a remote-controlled robot especially equipped with a camera and a two-way microphone. Amidst the crash and damage caused by the suspect, the device is dispatched to above the basement where the man is barricaded. Officers immediately try to make contact. This continues throughout the night with only an occasional response from the defiant suspect.
I'm a cowboy. And I'm coming out like a cowboy.
The next day, negotiators take things up a notch.
We've been nice so far. Frankly, you do not deserve us being nice to you for what you have done.
Near the end of day 2, the armed man wants all to know he won't be taken alive.
But I'm not gonna lay my gun down. I'll get up those steps. I'm gonna make you do your job, all right?
Incredibly, this goes on for nearly 80 hours with everyone's patience pushed to the limit.
Walk up those stairs and be a man for once in your life.
Suddenly, on day 4, the sleep-deprived suspect shows his face and goes on the attack. Dozens of shots fly, but amazingly, no one is hit. The man seems to have a death wish, and he comes out firing.
Do your damn job! Because someone will kill you if you don't!
Seconds later, he comes up the stairs again, cocks his shotgun, and takes aim. takes a shot to the shoulder and quickly gets back on his feet, still not ready to give up. But despite his defiance, the man eventually lays his weapon down. He's quickly arrested and is later convicted on 5 counts of attempted murder as well as carjacking. In the end, perhaps the most unbelievable aspect of the entire episode is that despite all the miles,
He just tried to hit 2 more cars.
hours, and gunshots, no one is seriously injured. Lots more action ahead on Disorderly Conduct. It's backyard wrestling as a suspect takes on a tag team of deputies. And a pickup truck runs amok through LA streets. Steer it this way for more Disorderly Conduct.
Another truck has just pulled up. Got a couple of them standing out here.
Sheriff's Deputy Terry Stevens responds to a domestic violence call in Lubbock, Texas.
Come on out, man. Go ahead and give me your ID. I ain't got ID. You ain't got no ID? No. Come here. Go ahead. Oh, yeah, wait a minute.
A young woman placed the 911 call, saying the suspect had punched her in the face.
Put your hands on the back of that car right there. Put your hands on the back of the car. Don't turn around and look at me. Stay over there. Stay over there, please.
The young woman and her mother approach the deputy, but he's got his hands full with the suspect right now.
You never hit me.
I didn't touch you.
You tried to hit my...
Get over there, like I said.
Deputy Robbie Holbert arrives to help out, and it's a good thing because things are getting a little dicey.
It's temporary. I'm gonna put the handcuffs on you and put you in your car. Yes, I am.
Deputy Stevens gets a bad feeling.
Oh, no. He's gonna fight us.
Deputy Holbert grabs his baton.
You don't put these handcuffs on you. I ain't done nothing. I told you this is just temporary for my safety.
And so the struggle begins.
Yeah, you are going to jail. This is called resistance, pal.
The deputies get the suspect on the ground, but he almost slips away before being tackled by Deputy Stevens. The action moves in front of Deputy Holbert's patrol car dash cam. Notice that the suspect now has Deputy Stevens in a tight headlock.
Got me by the neck.
Deputy Stevens hands his pepper spray to Deputy Holbert, who gives the suspect a good taste of it. And the headlock is broken. But the suspect still has some fight in him. And the comments from the peanut gallery aren't helping much either.
Damn, step back. Shut up, move back.
At last, he's cuffed and ready for the backseat of Deputy Stevens' cruiser. And now it's Deputy Holbert's turn to say his piece.
If I tell you do something, you don't argue. You understand? That's nice. I can't either.
But if there's more trouble to be had, he's game.
Anybody else want to play?
No takers. The suspect was booked for 2 counts of assault on a public servant, domestic violence assault, and resisting arrest. Both deputies suffer minor injuries, but stay on the job.
Anybody else want to play?
Los Angeles, California. Police are convinced that the man driving this pickup truck has been on the run for 2 years. He's a suspect in a violent bank robbery, and now he's trying to elude officers who finally tracked him down. Before long, he hits congestion, but he's not about to let that famous LA traffic slow him down. He hops the center divider, cuts through cars, and generally terrorizes anyone in his way. But the real excitement kicks in when he exits the freeway and hits the streets. Things get ugly as the suspect heads toward crossing traffic. That's followed by an onslaught of intersection insanity. And the hits just keep on coming. As he places everyone around him in danger, he decides this is a great time to place a call. Yes, while dozens of officers chase him on the ground and in the air, this guy is yapping away on his cell phone. He's soon back to his old tricks. Jaded LA drivers have seen just about everything, but few have seen this. A pickup doing 60 miles an hour against oncoming traffic. Now watch the right side of the screen as the man crosses over to re-enter traffic. That spinning car has just rammed a squad car off camera. Meanwhile, the suspect just keeps on trucking. After 17 minutes of stupidity, even this guy is smart enough to know this can't go on forever. He hangs a right and slows to a stop. He takes off running as his truck rolls into a storefront. He heads into a building where police will capture him a few minutes later. But the story doesn't end here. Remember that cell phone call? Police say the man was encouraging his girlfriend to cut off pursuing police officers. She apparently follows directions because minutes later, she spins out after ramming a squad car. In the end, both face serious charges. The man is charged for both the bank robbery and the pursuit, and his girlfriend is booked for attempted murder of a police officer. Keep your hands on the wheel. Disorderly conduct is all over the place. Running a red under the FLIR cam and lighting up the night.
Correct.
And officers from 2 states team up to take down one freewheeling suspect. Stay tuned for more Disorderly Conduct. A nighttime pursuit is the perfect time for the FLIR to take flight. Tonight, officers in Cleveland, Ohio, utilize the heat-detecting camera to keep tabs on a stolen car suspect. As he races toward a more congested part of town, concern grows that the chase is putting the general public in danger. Finally, a supervisor decides it's just not worth it and calls off the ground pursuit.
5532 radio, I'm calling off the chase. All cars terminate the pursuit. All cars terminate the pursuit.
The chase may be over on the ground, but high above, it's a different story.
Just home monitor. We're not lighting them up.
With the eye in the sky, quietly watching, the suspect continues to speed through evening traffic. Then he makes the mistake of running a red light.
Nobody's behind them. Correct. 5-5 in Chester.
When the suspect refuses to stop, he's T-boned by an innocent motorist. The car careens off-road as the pilot calls for medics.
7-9 in Chester, send EMS. 2 cars.
Just when it looks like this is over, the FLIR picks up an unexpected moving image.
The male is running through the yard.
The suspect is not only unhurt, but he's healthy enough to run full speed through an apartment complex.
Down. Back of the apartment.
The chopper pilot does his best to stay on the escapee until ground units arrive. As the suspect tries to get lost in the trees, more and more officers swarm the area. Finally, persistence pays off.
That's him. They got him.
The young man is ordered to the ground and cuffed. Police say he'll be charged with motor vehicle grand theft as well as felony fleeing.
Hey, he wrecked. Send EMS.
I need you to get your guys on the interstate. I'm 10-0 with a truck right now coming into Georgia.
Officer Christian Nollinger pursues a reckless burglary suspect in Hardyville, South Carolina. The pickup truck weaves dangerously in and out of traffic, almost hitting a man on a motorcycle as he tries to pull over. It's a high-speed chase that's bound to have a bad ending if the suspect is not stopped soon. Officer Nollinger calls for help from the local Port Wentworth, Georgia police.
All right, get him up here. I need some help. This guy's driving crazy. Advise him as soon as he gets up here, I'm going to back off and let him take the lead.
Port Wentworth police officer Matthew Lynn catches up to the chase and takes the lead with dash cam rolling. From this point, it's pretty clear what's supposed to happen next.
Let him know I'm going to break traffic for him so he can go ahead and pit him out.
But traffic ahead is heavy, and the suspect nearly plows into the back of a big rig.
Oh, this guy's driving crazy, brother. We need to get him stopped.
More help arrives as two cruisers try to box the suspect in. But he dodges off on the shoulder. And now, with a growing army of cops on the chase, Officer Lynn goes for the pit. And here it is from a third dash cam following the chase. Officer Lynn makes contact. The suspect barely maintains control, but he's still running.
When I try to pit him out, almost 1050.
The suspect sideswipes a car as he exits to another freeway, nearly hitting two other cars as they try to pull over on the ramp. But there's a lot of open highway ahead. Perfect pitting territory.
Oh, do it now. Get up there, Matt. Come on. Get him, Matt. Get him.
Officer Lynn puts it all on the line once again. The suspect spins sideways off the freeway, crashing into some trees.
That's it.
The suspect tries to run, but is almost immediately subdued by cops and a police dog. He's arrested for fleeing, receiving stolen property, outstanding warrants, and many moving violations. Although he did cooperate very nicely on that last pit maneuver. The chase is on for more disorderly conduct, friendly store clerk, or butcher. Only the crook knows for sure. And trying to ditch the cops in a ditch. You can't escape disorderly conduct. We'll be back. Troopers in Lancaster, Texas are on the lookout for two suspects in a snatch and grab jewelry robbery. It isn't long before an officer spots a vehicle matching the description of the getaway car. The driver seems to know he's been spotted because he makes a quick exit. He barely brakes as he barrels down the off-ramp. Then he makes the mistake of not stopping for traffic. The speeding suspects barely miss a van, then drive right into the path of a pickup. The collision sends both vehicles down an embankment. At the last second, the driver rolls and runs. After a short search, officers tackle the suspect and take him into custody. Meanwhile, back at the crash scene, the passenger isn't going anywhere. In the end, the driver is charged with evading arrest and the stolen jewelry is recovered. A surveillance camera shows a split-screen view as the friendly cashier makes a sale at the store in Ontario, Canada. But the customer wants to make more than a purchase. He wants all the money in the register, too.
Open it now. Hey, don't mess with it because you're going to get in trouble. Open this now. The cops come in here about every 2 seconds.
The robber is persistent and he's got a knife.
Open this. You open it. You get the hell out of here. Open this.
The suspect cuts the cashier's hand with his blade. And that's a step over the line.
You cut me, you son of a bitch.
The cashier reaches for a knife. A real big knife.
Open this. How we each got one. Open the out of here. Open this. I'll cut your damn nuts off, son of a bitch. Get out of here.
The bad guy takes a few more stabs at the register.
Son of a bitch.
But with no luck. So he decides to take it with him. But forgets to unplug it first. Which doesn't do much for his tough guy image. In fact, the real tough guy is still behind the counter. He's lost his register for now.
I take some
But he still has a big knife, and we sure hope he never has to use it, because it won't be pretty.
How we each got one. Open the out of here. Open the roof. I'll cut your damn nuts off, you son of a bitch.
Vehicles all over the roadway.
An officer spots this red pickup weaving across lanes in Hillsborough County, Florida. It looks like another standard DUI stop. But as you've probably guessed by now, this will be anything but. The driver speaks like he's sober, but the deputy's nose and eyes tell him that may not be the case.
I can take the odor of an alcoholic beverage coming from your breath. Okay. And your eyes are extremely bloodshot.
The deputy patiently waits as the driver can't seem to locate his license.
The driver's having a difficult time. He's pulling everything out of his wallet. Do you have a driver's license? Yes, I do. You know where it is? Yes, I do. It's in my wallet.
Then things get downright embarrassing when the deputy takes over the search.
Let me have all those cards that you have in your hand. Oh, that's and why don't you hand your wallet for a minute? Let me see if I can find your driver's license for you, okay?
Moments later, a missing driver's license is the last concern on everyone's mind. A speeding car slams into the back of the squad car. Fortunately, no one is seriously injured in the impact.
My vehicle's been rear-ended.
Next, the officer tends to the man who could have killed him.
Stay still. Oh.
Then the deputy decides that he may be dealing with his second DUI suspect of the night.
How much have you had to drink, sir? You can't rear-end a patrol car just sitting here.
In the end, everyone survives, and the only serious damage is to the squad car. As for the drivers, the guy who stopped is charged with driving under the influence, and the guy who didn't stop is booked for felony possession of marijuana. Next up on Disorderly Conduct. This guy's going down. And this guy's liquored up.
about the drunkest man I've seen in a while.
Don't flip out.
Just drove into the building.
There's more disorderly conduct straight ahead. A South Carolina trooper searches a man he spotted strolling down the road in the middle of the night. The officer recognizes the suspect's name and thinks he may have an outstanding arrest warrant for child support. As the officer waits to hear back from dispatch, all remains calm. In fact, he even lets the man take a call. After chatting for a bit, the suspect suddenly seems convinced the cop has pulled his weapon. Things continue to go downhill. And warrant or no warrant, the trooper has had enough. When the suspect refuses to put his hands behind his back, the officer decides it's time for a more down-to-earth approach. Even after that textbook body slam, the suspect still refuses to be cuffed.
Once you start telling me you ain't going to jail, I don't like to hear that.
Finally, the cuffs go on, and the man is taken into custody. It turns out he does have an outstanding warrant. And now, in addition to that charge, he faces resisting arrest. It's after midnight in the wee hours of Sunday morning. And Cleveland police officer Jim Simone is out hunting DUIs. He expects one to run this light at any moment. The car starts to pull over, but then he tries to run.
66, I'm chasing northbound out of West 25th.
It won't be a long chase.
Just drove into the building.
For some reason, the suspect suddenly veers to the left, slamming into a building and flipping the car. He tries to escape as Officer Simone reaches him.
Get out right now! You move, I'll bust your head wide open. 266, give me some assistance. Start me an ambulance on the double.
The suspect is injured. How badly injured seems to be in dispute.
I'm really bad. I'm with my face, man. I have an ambulance coming. You brought this on yourself. Now just stay down.
Help is on the scene moments later, and the suspect is treated. He is arrested for DUI, failure to comply with an officer, and driving with a suspended license. He did not die, but you might say he's lucky he didn't.
Step out of the car, please.
If you've ever had a real bad dream about drunk driving, it may have looked a lot like this.
Put your car in park.
The driver steps out, but forgets to put the car in park. He falls under the door. And the car seems to run over his leg as it rolls in reverse. But this is only the beginning of the nightmare. The state trooper in Knox County, Texas, has to back up to avoid being hit by the car. It goes safely off-road and stops. But the driver just keeps on coming. It's like Night of the Living Drunk Person.
You all right?
I know I'm in so much trouble.
Get your hands out of your pocket. Get your hands out of your pockets.
Okay.
The suspect will not require a field sobriety test. He might not survive one. He's immediately put under arrest.
Where are you coming from?
Brad.
Where?
Brad.
Brennan? Brenham?
Brad.
Brian?
Brad.
Oh, okay, Vernon. I'm with you.
The officer is pretty sure he saw the car run over the suspect.
Car run over you?
No, it didn't.
Let me look. Now, don't fall down on me, car. I want to hold you up.
Okay.
But it's not too clear if he's injured from the car or not.
That's from another.
Tonight?
No, not tonight. That's from working today.
The trooper has to admit, this is one hammered DUI.
You're about the drunkest man I've seen in a while.
I'm sorry, officer. I knew I was gonna be messed up.
Let's go back here and we can sit in my car without hurting you anymore.
Okay.
The trooper helps the suspect along, and the dialogue continues in the car.
You're under arrest for driving while intoxicated.
Officer, I'm sorry.
Well, no, I'm not offended. You don't have to apologize.
The suspect is also worried about where he's going to stay tonight. That one's easy.
Well, I'm gonna give you a place to stay.
Jail.
That's right.
All right.
Another hazard is removed from the road. And the man who couldn't drive or walk under the influence has made a real impression around here.
You're about the drunkest man I've seen in a while.
Cherry Sunday.